My name is Karin Feeny, and this is my story. When I think back to my life just a few years ago, everything was going great. We lived the all-American dream life, upper middle class. My husband was a successful businessman. I had 3 wonderful children, doing beautifully in life. We lived in a 3,500 square foot home overlooking a lake. Just really enjoying life and living well. My family and I started attending Canyon Springs Church in 1999. The church was new and very small. In fact, on a Sunday morning, if we didn't show up at church on a Monday or Tuesday, we'd usually get a call from Jack saying, "Hey, where are you guys? We missed you on Sunday." We pretty quickly got involved in ministries, and we just did those and enjoyed those as a family together. For the first 17 years of our marriage, things were great. They were going really, really well. I can't put my finger exactly when it began, but just gradually, he just wasn't the father and the husband that he had been. I'm going to be very sensitive about what I say about my husband, because in 1988, when I married him, I married an incredible man and intended to be married to him for the rest of my life. Never, ever thought I'd get to the point of even considering divorce. Alcohol took over. I just came to a point where I realized I was carrying the weight of the entire family. In March of 2007, one evening it just had gotten so bad that I realized that the peace was gone from our home. It just wasn't there anymore. And the kids and I just needed to leave. I didn't know how I was going to do it, or where I was going to go, or how I was going to make it all work, and how I was going to protect my children from all of this. But there wasn't a choice. It just was obvious to me that we had to leave. The morning after the kids and I left our home, I had to contact a lawyer. He was a great guy, but he said, "Karin, I'm going to need you to get a journal, and I want you to write down for me the exchanges that you and Mark have." And so I began to do that, but pretty quickly, within a couple of days, I realized I don't want to write down this stuff. Horrible things said and exchanged between the two of us, and I just don't want to do that. I thought it takes me there. It makes me think of all the bad. I literally took that journal and I flipped it over, and I just started writing down all the blessings. And there were blessings, believe it or not, there were blessings. The pain was deep, but the blessings were abundant, and the more I wrote them down, the more I concentrated on those blessings, and I stopped concentrating on the pain, and I didn't want my head going there anymore. I wanted to see all that God was still providing and blessing us with. It's amazing all that God provided and did for me through Canyon Springs Church. I needed to get our house ready to be sold, and amazingly, one day a cleaning lady just shows up at my front door. Someone from church had sent her over to lend me a hand, and the church started delivering meals. Every night this delicious food would show up at our front door. Just when I thought things couldn't get any better, a house was offered up to us for 6 months. A beach house in Encinitas where the kids and I could go, we could heal, and we could figure out what our next step was. So today, I don't live in my 3,500 square foot home anymore. I rent a modest condo. Gone is that late model SUV. I now drive Jack's 1998 Nissan Sentra with joy. And that beautiful diamond ring I used to wear on my finger, I've replaced it. My kids replaced it with just this simple little silver band that I love so much. So people turn to different things in hard times. I had to turn to God. I didn't want to be a victim. I didn't want to be known as a victim. I didn't want to be the, why me, God? Why am I suffering so? I wanted to be, why me, God? Why do you love me so much that you would provide all that you do?